The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. The sun has got his hat on and he's coming out to play. Oh, I wish he'd come out and play up here, because it's wild up in the north today. But are my accounts wild? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little look at the little accounts that I've been trading and give you an update on Vanguard.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If it's your first time here, I'm the big fella Scruff, and what I'm trying to do is put trading in the real world. Maybe show you a trick or two along the way. And that's exactly what we're doing today. With Coffee with Scruff, we're going to look at building little accounts. Now, you saw me start one last December, so it's coming up to sort of its year's anniversary soon. Started the 1st of December. I'm sure it was the 1st. Anyway, it was the first Monday of December that we started. And it was 118 quid. And the money from that account was built up through the year. And I started putting it into a Vanguard investment account just to grow in the background.
No way!
Now, I also was putting money from a prop fund into there as well. Again, just to lower the account, and I'll kind of explain that. What I did was I started with £118, and I'll show you the stats in just a second. And the plan was just to see how far it would go. Now, you can only deal in pennies, so it started with 10p, and it was shares on basically a swing trade. It's a system that I use called the River. And the whole account was built on the River.
Are you serious?
And slowly by slowly, it built up and built up and built up. Now, obviously, when you're dealing with 10p, you're not going to get any returns pretty quick. It takes time.
Who'd be stupid enough to do that?
Justify, stupid.
From December through to around April time, it built up enough reserves that I could buy a prop fund. So I bought a prop fund, passed it, and then started putting the returns from that into Vanguard. And I'll show you its journey, its progression. Now, what I've also started doing, just to run it a little bit further and add a little bit more chaotic into the mix, is a Morningstar system. Now, Morningstar it's one trade traded before 9 o'clock in the morning, hence its name, Morningstar. It's a one-hit wonder. So you look at the markets, you take one trade, and you live and die by that decision, and that's the end of it. And again, it's grown, and I'll show you the stats for that as well. So if that sounds good, and you want to see further sort of, let's call it, the journey of Scruff, shall we say, do hit the subscribe button, smash the like, etc. And if you're looking for quick money, just disappear.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Because that's exactly what's going to happen to your bank account. Now, why do I say this a lot in the videos? Well, to give you a bit background to me, if you go through the channel, you'll see my life story. I've been in and around the markets over 19 years now. Now, for me, trading was never going to be my job. I never intended to be a trader. I didn't want to be a trader. And I look at trading completely different to everybody else. Why? Because it's just a means to an end. I'm not excited by it. I'd have no passion sort of for gambling side of it, none. But I do love my job. And the thing is, if you love your job, you never work a day in your life. And I've done jobs that I don't like, but I change them. And that's what you should do in life. If you don't like it, change it. Do what you love. And it comes at the end of every video, you hear me say some words. do what you love, and the money will follow. And that's true. Now, in 2000, sick of working for the man, I decided that I would work for myself. You know, I still had to fund the business and I still had to work and one thing and another, but I started the wheels in motion in year 2000 when I turned 30. Started little businesses, and I'd always had little side hustles. Anyway, business grew, did very well, and I used to buy from wholesalers, and then I used to buy from a distributor, and then the company got big enough that I had to go to market source. In other words, buy overseas. I used to buy in Czechoslovakia, in Germany, in Japan, Far East. They don't want British pounds. They want their domestic currency, or they want US dollars. It's the way the world works. So you end up doing a system called forward purchasing. Now, forward purchasing is trying to predict whether the market will rise or fall over the next 3 to 6 months. So you're always long-term forecasting. Now, that was my job, and that's what brought me into trading. And then when the company closed in sort of the end of 2017, I needed an income, and here we are. But where did that income come from? It came from a skill set I already had. All right. So that's kind of a brief history of how and why I do things. Now, I do trade for a living. I have my own personal pot that I've built up, but I like to show you guys how to do it. And the one thing that I'll say out of the gate, you watch anybody that talks about big money all the time, it's just entertainment. There's always an ulterior motive. It's boom and bust all the time. And quite frankly, it's nothing more than gambling. So get yourself a plane ticket, go off to Las Vegas. Have a good time, see the cocktail girls with next to no clothes on. Wee!
You dirty old man.
Actually, I think, hold on a second. Wink! Winky! You fancy going to Las Vegas?
Bring on the dancing girls. Get rid of this idiot. Fuck you. Off.
Oh, she's ignoring me. That's not good, is it? Oh, no. The Kraken is awoken. Hang on, we'll find out. Oh, you'll be here a minute. This might go one or two ways, boys and girls. One thing I'll say about these videos is while the Kraken's trying to walk up the stairs, we said we'd never have another 3-story house. And we made one. Brilliant. Oh no, the Kraken's here. Hold on.
What's the matter?
Well, I was just discussing about gambling, and how if that's the way to go forward, you should get on a plane ticket and go to Las Vegas, because everything on these videos is unscripted, boys and girls. It's all raw. I might put the funny clips in, but that's just bits and pieces. But there's no script. Off we go, one thing or another. So whatever comes out of her mouth might be good, might be bad.
I didn't say a word.
You haven't said anything yet. Well, you never say anything anyway. Anyway, what I was saying to the boys and girls in sort of la la land out there is you should go to Las Vegas and see the girls with next to no clothes on. You know, the cocktail things that walk around.
Yeah.
Don't go to the Golden Nugget though, because they're like old and haggard. Go up to the Luxor and sort of the Bellagio. They're pretty good, right? And I thought I'd just ask you if we should go and see them.
What? The old girls or the young ones?
I've got an old girl. Fancy going to Las Vegas?
I like Vegas.
Should we go to Las Vegas?
I want to see the Grand Canyon.
Oh, okay. Well, open your mouth when you're sort of in the mirror, you'll see it. No? Alright, fair enough.
You live dangerously.
I'll have me coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes his coffee.
So when we go in April?
Eh? Oh, we are going, aren't we?
Well, you've just said.
Alright.
And you've got it on camera. Everyone knows.
Aye, okay, we can't Vegas. When do you want to go? April, birthday.
Yeah, birthday and wedding anniversary.
Right, alright, we'll do that then.
Plan?
Right, okay. Nail to the floor yet again. So there's a bit of a change of the plan with Morningstar. That's a good idea, that actually, because it'll take me that long to be. Right, yes. Morningstar is now going to become Vegas Star. Why? I'm going to trade it up and go to Vegas. How's that?
Yeah, sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan. Right, okay. I do get myself into
Don't
these.
forget the cruise in January.
Don't forget the cruise in January. Fuck's sake.
No pressure.
No pressure. Don't forget the bikini then.
No, I've got plenty.
Thank God for that. Right, sorry. Let's get back to this without the rambles. So, Morningstar, nothing scripted, boys and girls, as you kind of figured out, is a one-hit wonder. And that one-hit wonder now has a goal. I need to turn that into £1,000. Why £1,000? It's about 500 quid a plane ticket. I'll pay for the hotel, but we'll get Morningstar to pay for the flights. That's a good thing. That's a good challenge. That's realistic. But if you're looking at the markets, thinking you're going to do 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month,
Fuck no!
it ain't happening. Not unless you've got a lot of money.
What?
Now, there are ways around it. You can use sort of prop firms and one thing and another. But again, you've got to be realistic with your prop firms. On Monday, I'll have a chance, it'll either be Monday or Tuesday this week. I'm revisiting the boot camp for the 5%ers. Now, when it comes to the prop industry, the only company that I would recommend and consider is the fivers. And I'll tell you for why. They're the only ones that seem to have a moral compass. They are on the same vein as all the others. They are a business. They need to make money. But at least they're fair. Or along them lines. So if you look at the boot camp, which I'll revisit, it's a very low barrier to get into market. Plenty of products to choose from, tight spreads. The swaps aren't too bad. On indices, they're horrific, but they're horrific everywhere. So if you're day trade your indices, swing trade your FX pairs like cable because it's very cheap and it's a good way forward. You want to get up the road quicker, go on the hyper growth. Used to be called instant. That's what I do. You've got no challenges. You just get your milestone. That's it. And if you want to check them out, there is links in the description below and you get 5% off. But I'll revisit it Monday, Tuesday next week about how the boot camp works. But more importantly, how to pass the thing. Now, this is going to raise another question. Because, right, let me clarify what Coffee with Scruffy is, by the way. It's just Saturday morning, me with my thoughts from the week prior. One of the things that's popping up recently, and if you ever take it on, you genuinely are as thick as shit.
These guys, they're fucking idiots.
Right? Don't ever fall for one of these. There's a number of companies now saying they will pass your prop fund for you. Why? For the love of God, why? Because not only are you paying for the prop fund, which can cost you, say, £500 or $500 wherever you live in the world, you'll be paying these bozos as well. And then the day you get that account, this is assuming they can do it, you're just going to blow the account up anyway. It's not a guarantee that you're going to make money. I'll tell you something, it's a guarantee you'll lose money. Because even if you have the skills, why would you pay these bozos to do it for you? And if you haven't got the skills, why are you paying these people to do it for you? Because you're still going to lose your money. And if you can't figure that out, there's no hope for you. There genuinely isn't. Just give it up. Give it up. Right, okay. I've rambled a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you a sheet. Let me just fire this up. Pretty certain I've updated it. Okay, just get that over onto here.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, guys. So what we'll do is we'll start with the morning star, which is here. Now, it started last month in October. Now, if I flick this over onto summary, if you like these sheets, you'll see there's links for them below as well. I use these journals all the time. I love my journals. There is electronic journals. I've tried them. I didn't really like them that much because there's no connection with getting into your trades. And you can manipulate them no different than this. But with this, I've got to write notes and I'm kinetic with it, if that makes sense. When you see the automated ones, they look nice, but they don't have a lot of substance, to be honest. So what are we looking here? So in October, started here, 85% hit rate. Fine. Can't win them all, but you should be able to win more than 55%. My belief is if your win rate is below 55%, you ain't trading, you're gambling, you're playing a numbers game, go to Las Vegas. You should call it right more than you call it wrong if it's your job. That's the first thing. So this, as long as it's above 55, 60%, I'm quite happy. Then I have to control the profits. I also have to control the losses in order to make certain that this bit stays green, just like a job. So the growth is 35%. It's far better than where I want it to be at this moment in time. The initial part of this was actually to buy Christmas dinner, double it up. But now Winky's opened her mouth. That's kind of now changed. So thanks for that one, Wink. Nah, I love Vegas. Vegas is a hoot. Right, so October. I set a target which we exceeded by 21 quid because the target was only 25. What you got to remember is it's £150 start. Now, if I pull it down, this is where it started. It's the BlackBull live hedge account, which is the same sort of system as your fivers. They use an MT5 hedge as well. So you can mix and match your charts. It's dead easy. If you're trading on this one, you should be able to replicate it on the other one. Very, very simple. And that's exactly what I did. There's the balance exactly the same. 203. Okay. So we're on the same hymn sheet for this. Now, as you can see, we do lose. You've got to get in, get out. One thing and another. We took 57 trades over the October period. Sometimes you've got to readjust them as you go in. And it's a single trade idea. Now, a trade idea is a lot different to a single position. A trade idea is getting in at X, getting out at Y. And it's how you get there. Now, you can see it set up, pull back, think, right, I'm wrong. Take your position out, reposition it a little bit lower or higher, depending on your direction. And then get it to run. Well, that's what we were doing here. The reason I kept on going was because I did drop a clanger in this. I can't find it actually. It's in there somewhere. Where did I drop a clanger? Search, retracement, click. There it is. There it is there. Now that clanger is, I actually put a pound position in instead of 10p. It was a fat finger trade. I made note of it. So it did boost up the winnings, but it was a mistake and I had to acknowledge it. That's where the electronic journals don't come in. They don't highlight that. I had to physically write that in. So what are we looking at for November? Well, this month going forward, our goal is I think we can do 25 quid. So that's what we're after. We're looking for 25 quid, which is essentially £1.15 a day. All right. Why is that? I don't want to overstress the account. Now, I can have now 2 10p positions running at any one time because I can have a max bid of 20p. Now, this is moving up and it's kind of telling me what my next bid is. Now that's gone to 20p, I can start increasing this. So the next time I come to market, it'll be 12p and so forth and so forth. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just working and edging it up constantly. My hit rate isn't as good this month, but we're only on the 4th. So 70%, it's above the 65, 55, etc. Still happy. So that's Morningstar. Now this one is the one that started. That is there. This one started because I go April to April. This one started with 118 quid on December. It's now at 1465.03. Its growth rate is humongous. And its win rates, they're not bad. They're in line. Okay. And again, as the account gets bigger, it means that you can ride things out a little bit more. On Morningstar, I can't. If it's wrong, I've got to kill it. I've got to get out because there's not enough in the account to cover the storm that I'm in. So as you can see, we had a bit of a bad time in May. But the rest of it's been reasonably good. And I want it to keep, I actually want that to be flatlined, you know, relatively, a bit like that. I want it flat. It's up and down, but you take trades on their merit. If they ain't there, don't force them. Now, one thing that I'll show you as well is this. This is that account. Now, that is there, 14. So you can see the figures are the same. And we'll just move this down up a touch. You can kind of see over the last, well, since June. So it's like the last quarter and a bit. It's done 700 quid. Being losses, etc. and all this sort of thing. So by the time you take out your adjustments, your swaps, all that sort of thing, you're left with just shy of 700 quid from 875. It's not all rosy. You know, again, it's a small account. I've got to be really careful with it. You know, but my win rate's in check and my return rate, which is the bit that's important, is also in check. So if that's good and that's good, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All right. So I don't worry about this. But if that was bad and that was bad, then I'd have to worry. Or if that was bad and that was bad, I'd have to worry. 2 out of 3. So when you're looking at these things, what you're trying to do is always be kind of best fit. You know, what's best fit for you? Do you want a high win rate? I need one for my own psyche. It's just my personality. You know, good. But I also need the strategy to back that up so that if it goes tits up, it doesn't kill the account, because that's what happens to you guys. Now, from this account that you're looking at, and sort of the prop that I feed in, and you've seen, and if you go through it, you see my statements from them and one thing and another, and I'll not bore you with the figures. I've been putting it into here, so that 118 is now generated 4,100 because it bought the prop. The prop is feeded into here. The profits are feeding into here over and over. I don't think that's a bad return. In fact, I don't think it's bad at all. And again, I'll be adjusting these round. It makes money all the time. I actually want to thin this down to maybe 4 markets. I'd like the S&P 500 will be there all the time. This is my bread and butter market, this one. This is my happy go. And what I mean by a happy go is I don't want to be sort of swinging at the fences. I don't want risk. It's all bond based, so it's low risk. So it's like happy go lucky, just get on with it if you like. So there'll be 2. I do want a world market, which is here. And then I'm going to be looking for an emerging market. So basically I want the S&P 500 is sort of reasonable growth return. I want something that's safe. That's my lifestyle 60. And then I want a world market and an emerging market. What's the difference between the two? Well, the world market is everything. Doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to look around. I'll do it this month and I'll change that into an all world market. And that really is not looking for the needle in the haystack for that wonder stock. It's buying the haystack. Okay. So that'll be the world stock, but also emerging markets is a risky kind of look. You've got things like India are coming up now. China was a while ago. The growth of these economies could give me a good catalyst. So what I'll do is I'll look at it that way. So it's like 4 markets. Safe, bread and butter, all of it, and emerging. And then that'll be 4 pots and just let them grow. And because these are investments over the next 10 years, I'm not bothered whether they're up, down, or indifferent each month. But what we can see is it is growing month on month. And the fact that it's now cracked over 4,000 this month from 118 quid, I think that's a phenomenal return. You know, tell me a bank that would do that. Now, there are other ways. If you're interested in Vanguard and how to figure things out, drop it in the comments below and I'll do dedicated videos just on this, if this is a route that you want to take. I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is just my own opinion. Do your own research, but it's cheap. It's a safe platform. It's worldwide. And if you're looking for 5 years plus, it's probably the way to go. So what's all this got to do with a slice of bread? It's really showing you what trading really is. It takes money to make money. Whether you like it or not, that's the way the world operates.
Isn't that logical?
And if you've got little money, you're going to have to wait. That's still relatively little, 4,000. But it's taken 11 months to get there. 11 months. Then you have the Wonder Kids saying they'll do it in 30 days. Morons. Complete morons. The people that kick it into me, which they do on a regular basis. Morons. Why? Because of the same type of dickhead that is at the end of a bar, sitting on a bar stool, because that's what I call them. Bar stool managers. Shouting at a TV, telling the coach how to run a football team when they're about 6 stone overweight. They've got a car that's lucky if it can get to the end of the road, and all they're interested in is working to a Friday night so they can have a beer.
Shut your hole!
Wow, they are successful, aren't they? But then you have the guy that sits, thinks about what they're doing, plans it out, doesn't necessarily rip into anybody, but they're successful. Because remember this, you're only ever criticised by somebody that's less than you. You're never criticised by somebody who's doing better than you. Think about it. It's true. You know, you could say I criticise. I don't. I just point things out. And I've got a brutal sort of sense of humour, as you might see.
You are the most immature man I've ever met.
You're better not.
Yes, you are.
Not.
Oh, God, give me strength.
And I don't suffer fools lightly. Maybe that's because I've been an employer for a long time. But when you deal with people that just whinge and twist on all day, it makes you that way. But what you'll find is the freeloaders of this world always want something for nothing, but they're not willing to give anything. That is the difference. You know, just the thoughts of an old man. Well, I shouldn't be old. I feel old. I feel old doing this house. Winky makes me old. Fucking kills me, that girl. She really does. There's always something that has to be done. But let me know your thoughts about trading. Your true thoughts. And I'll pull it up in Coffee with Scruff. In the Discord, we're actually going to start doing Q&A. And it came from Lee. So a little salute to you, my kid. We're going to have one of the Zoom calls, which is dedicated to Q&A. Because we do that every day in the Zoom. We have a face-to-face every day. And some days it's just breaking charts down. Some days it's mindset. But I do think this Q&A thing's a good thing. I used to do it publicly, but, well, the morons of this world destroyed that. It's like I do the news announcements every morning. No effort in it. I ain't putting any effort in. It's that simple. But every single day that I've done it, I've called the right market on the day. Every day. And I do it before I go to market. So it's not you saying that I'm doing it retrospectively. And that's another thing when you're watching anybody. If you watch me, it's always in the moment. I trade in the moment. I don't come off camera. This is the trade I'm going to do. And then away we go. That's simple. And it's pre-called. That's the difference. Whereas I've seen plenty of others where they go, oh, I did this and I made 30,000 off this trade. Look how good. I got in here and I got out there. Well, if I knew what the outcome was, I would make that trade as well.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
When I trade, I've got no idea what the outcome is. What you see is what you get. But I'm controlled and I'm consistent. And I don't trade as much as you think I do. I'll trade once, twice a day. That's it. My work is homework. I do more homework than I do trading. And then when I go to market, I've pretty much got all my ducks in a row. Hope that helps. So if you're stuck, very easy found. See all my contact details in the comments. And there's plenty of links in the description. There's journal links there. There's links to brokers, links to the Scruffy Squad, the whole lot. So check it out. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.